Hello again, it's Lane Ellis on the Bear Creek Trail in Ouray, Colorado. I'm going to put this back on my head and continue down the trail. And I was saying, the trail was built in the 1880s, this upper section, blasted out of the cliffside. You can see a wire there running across the valley from mining days. I'm a little less than 2 miles from the finish, down at the $1 Million Highway. It's been a long day of, wonderful day of hiking. I got up way above timberline up to connect with the Horsethief Trail. Beautiful flowers. Let's see. Oh, the view is okay here. Camera angle. Getting a bit tired. I've been on the trail for, let's see, coming up on 8 hours now. I left at 8:30 this morning and it's 3:55 now. I can't remember if that's total time since I left or just hiking time. My app keeps track of them both. Wow, look at that wire going way up. Okay. Give a shout out to my friend Bryce Castning. You did this trail once. I guess you got rained on too. You did this section up to the grizzly bear mine, I think, a couple of years back. Today is Wednesday, September 8th, 2021. Oh. Whew. I think I'm gonna have something like 7,000 feet of vertical today, counting up and down. Whew. I can feel it too. My Minnesota legs. It was a hard haul up to somewhere, I suppose, between 12 and 13,000 feet. Look at this vein of ore. Whoa. Wow. let's take the shortcut. No. That's a serious drop-off. And this is the one section of trail that is so steep and bad they couldn't even blast a trail. They had to put in a bridge. You can see some of the railroad track from the mine when they had the cars that would carry ore for portions of this. Ah, beautiful. Oh, onward. I used to live in Ouray from 1977, I think, till 79. I went to the 3rd grade in Ouray. And I still have some friends, including my friend Samantha Tisdale Wright. Hi, Samantha. And I keep in touch on Facebook with Midge, Ram. And of course, my good friend Kent Nelson. He lived across the street from us when we lived kitty corner to the courthouse in Charm and Herb Kaiser's house. And Julie and I stayed with him a couple years ago when the last time we were in Ouray. And before that, maybe 8 years ago, my friend John Gelatis and I stayed with Kent. He's still in the same house, still writing novels and running. And I also know Rick Trujillo, the amazing runner, mountain runner, member of the Colorado Running Hall of Fame, maybe even the US Running Hall of Fame, who started the Imogene Pass run from Ouray to Telluride. I got to run with him about 6 or 7 years ago, just from near Kent's house up to Rick's house, and it was such an honor. And I got to see some of his genealogy charts. He's a really, really wonderful fellow, full of energy and super kind. He helped me with some material on, historic material on old mines way up here on that scramble that I did twice when I was a kid, or a teenager, and have always been trying to get back and do again. That was my goal today. However, it's just too much of a commitment by myself especially. So I stuck to the trails and had a great time anyway. The route that I take from the Ouray side goes up there, comes out way up there. Very dangerous. Feels about the warmest it's been today, probably in the 80s. I got a little water left and one emergency sip of energy drink. Look at those cliffs. Wow. Amazing. Let's see where I'm at now. Come 11.5 miles. Probably have a mile to go. Looks like closer to 2, 1.7 maybe. Some of these miles just seem so slow, especially going up. But also down, surprisingly. Maybe it's because I'm not running. The mile between the grizzly bear and the yellow jacket mine just seemed to take, or I guess it's closer to 2 miles. Just seemed to take forever. Wow, look at that. Maybe we'll get our first glimpse. I'll get my first glimpse of the $1 Million Highway down there. Finally be getting out of this canyon. Here's an impressive stretch coming up. Hiking, Ouray style, the San Juans. There's the trail way across this gorge. We have to hike over there. Definitely not a good trail for people afraid of heights, and not good for taking dogs along. Or kids, unless you're super careful and know what you're doing and are in complete control. Oh, look at that. I haven't seen anybody today except maybe one person way off in the distance on a ridge when I was up on the Horsethief Trail. This is a very exposed section. After we get a little farther, we might get I'll get a view of Mount Abrams. Here's the section where you have to squeeze through a narrow part of rock. There's the highway for the first time. That's where my car is. Down and to the right. See a glimpse of Red Mountain, one of the Red Mountains over there. On the way to Silverton. Oh, look at the sun hitting the yellow leaves. Beautiful. Every time I go by this tree stump, I wonder what year it was planted. When it started, well, when it was planted by Mother Nature. When it started growing. I'm glad I have both my hiking poles. Kind of makes me think of skate skiing, which I've missed the last couple months since my last ski on May 22nd. for 186 days in a row, exactly half a year. When the last patch of snow in Duluth, Minnesota finally melted. Didn't get to ski in June this year like I have the past 3 years on the last of the man-made snow at the Spirit Mountain downhill area. But hiking with these poles reminds me of cross-country skiing. Last year, my first ski, I think, was October 17th. So here it is, September. Hopefully next month, or even this month, if I get really lucky, be skiing. Oh. Yep, hard to believe that's the trail. It gets even scarier in its own way on this other side here, with all these switchbacks on shaly slopes. Mount Abrams is coming into view there. Oh, the breeze feels good. Thanks for coming along on a hike with me, whoever's watching this. Ooh, look at that jagged peak up there. I wonder if any humans ever been on there. Maybe Dwight Lavender back in the 1920s. He was one of the big explorers of the San Juans. I don't know though, that's super steep. A lot of the rock here is very fragile, and brittle and hard to climb. Cave, a little mine diggings. Oh. There's that rock I was wondering if anyone had climbed. There's Mount Abrams. Red Mountains on the right. $1 Million Highway, US Highway 550. In the winter, when I was in the 3rd grade in Ouray, my friend John Horton sat right next to me, and I was the last person he saw and talked to before one day the teacher came in and pulled him out of class, and he was told that his father had been killed in an avalanche driving. He was a snowplow driver. And I never saw John again. I always felt bad that I never got to tell him how sorry I was. There's a plaque to his dad with a picture, a carving of a snow plow on it on the $1 Million Highway. Down there. These are very bad for snow, for avalanches in the winter. This is my longest workout since my 101K ski day. Even longer than when I did rode the Duluth Traverse on my mountain bike 41 miles about a month ago. It was 6 hours riding time, about an hour for lunch and rests. Right now, coming up on 8 hours, 23 minutes. And I still have quite a ways to go, I guess. Well, maybe 1.2 miles or so. Looks like I'm at come 12.3 miles. Slow going, and most of this was above timberline. I'm gonna have to be extra careful on the shale. Because I'm tired.